So many contributors to today's game. The headlines will belong to Jack Hughes, of course. 3 goals and an assist, 4 points against the Rangers. And once again, that's 32 lifetime points in 24 regular season games against the Rangers. And with the 3 goals, it's 19 goals in that span. And he's got a point in 13 straight games against the Rangers. Methinks he likes to play against New York.
Well, and you could really see it. Well, his 2 goals, he kind of looked. He made great shots. One was through a screen on the short side, high. That was a good one. It went on the breakaway, man. I mean, it was like I watched Jonathan Quick. He was like, well, what am I going to do? I can't do anything. And he didn't, because he got beat over the blocker on that shot, too. So the challenge for Jack, and he's really trying hard, is to not make any of this just about himself. He doesn't want that. He says he doesn't want that. But when he's this dynamic, how's he not going to get all the attention, or most of it? And it's okay, because if you score 3 goals, you should get that kind of attention.
Now 45 points on the season in 42 games. We're awaiting a guest from outside the Devils dressing room. We'll hear from inside the room. We'll hear from Sheldon Keefe. It'll all come up in just a little bit. But first, we will turn our attention to some of the highlights. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to go downstairs. We're going to hold off on the highlights because Lenni Hameenaho has joined us. And Lenni, it's Matt and Chico. Thanks very much for your time. How are you doing today?
Of course. Thanks, guys, having me.
Well, your first taste of a rivalry. It's the Devils' most intense rivalry as they take on the New York Rangers. And I'm just wondering what you thought about it all.
I think it was good game, good energy in the building, and it was good win for us, and I'm happy with that game.
The team is playing well. They've now won 4 in a row, so I know the focus is on that, and that was the pregame talk. But I'm wondering if there was any extra energy in the room, knowing that it was the Rangers that the Devils were playing this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel the extra energy. Because it's against Rangers. Obviously, it was first game for me against them, but you can kind of smell it in the room before the game.
And whatever the smell was before the game, I bet it smells a lot sweeter now.
Yeah, it's. I think it was a good smell for sure.
Hey, I got to ask, and this is just a lighthearted thing, but one of the feisty moments was a countryman of yours, UC Parsonen. Did you know him growing up or playing against him, or he threw a check? I mean, it was a clean check kind of, but it started a little bit of a ruckus.
Yeah, I know him a little bit. I played in the national team last year in the same line with him, so I know him a little bit. So, but yeah, I didn't expect that hit from him, but I think it was good response from our team.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was. There was a little bit of a scrum and a little fight as Gritsuk got involved with your countryman. And Connor Brown was down on the ice slashing away. He got no penalty. I don't know how that happened. But the Devils will certainly take it. They killed off the power play as the 4 minutes were handed off to Gritsuk for the rough. So what's different about the team from your eyes in these last 4 games particularly, but even maybe going back to coming off the Olympic break? What's different about the Devils?
I think we're just trying to play simple hockey. I think the first games after break we were maybe thinking too much, and now I feel we can play loose and just try to enjoy the game and play with good energy and just do hard work, and then we're gonna get goals. So maybe that's just the mindset for our team right now.
Yeah, it's his confidence, that's for sure. Now, I don't want to make too much of this question, Lenni, but, you come over and you've heard of Jack. You probably saw some highlights and stuff. But now you're watching him on the ice, and I don't expect you to give us, like, super in-depth stuff, but what do you see as an other forward? Because you're pretty nifty yourself, but what do you see that he can do that it's very difficult for most forwards to execute in a game?
Yeah, I think maybe the first thing what comes to my mind when I first saw Jack and Brader, I think they're so good skaters, and they can turn around the coin pretty much. So maybe that's the first thing that comes to my mind. And obviously after that, they're so good with the puck, and they make right choices, and they have good braveness to play with the puck. So maybe that's the pretty much they can do pretty much also. Just overall, really special players both, and maybe the skating and how quick they turn and can make the difference after that to other players.
Well, that's a great scouting report,
Thank you.
And there's a scouting report building up on your play as you continue to play in your rookie year, back to back. I'm sure it's not unusual for you. What's the key to bouncing back with a similar performance tomorrow night against Detroit?
Yeah, I think we just need to play that simple hockey. Obviously, back-to-backs are sometimes a little bit harder, but when you're a little bit tired, the best key is to play simple and just work hard. Then that's the way to win the game. So I think that's just the way we need to play tomorrow also.
It is, Lenny, and I don't know, the last few games we got 30-some shots the last game, 35 tonight. As you're watching, and I see you're very good with the puck and protecting, and you do a lot of things, but as you're watching your first year in the NHL, are you seeing that, hey, it's kind of important that we shoot the puck? I mean, people want to set up the backdoor play, but you saw Jack tonight shooting the puck, and Luke Hughes on a tip. How's that process going for you in terms of the balance of making plays but also shooting the puck?
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing that I try to work on and find those spaces that I am able to use my shot. So it takes a little bit time to find those spaces and where you can make a good shot. So, but yeah, maybe the mindset is the most important thing, that you have mindset to shoot the puck and not look for a pass when you have a good chance.
Well, I'll tell you, we like it up here in the booth, and the fans like it, because that's good entertainment when guys shoot the puck. So we wish you the best, Lenny.
Thanks very much for your time. We'll see you tomorrow against Detroit.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Lenni Hameenaho joining us on the post-game show from outside the Devils' dressing room. Well, we were about to enter into our highlight phase of things, Mr. Resch.
Yes.
When Lenny came to the microphone, we're still awaiting reaction from the Devils' dressing room, and we'll hear from Sheldon Keefe coming up. But let's check out the highlights of this game. Devils and Rangers playing each other for the first time this season. They'll play twice more at Madison Square Garden later on this month. And as the fans, this big sellout crowd, 16,514, started to settle into their seats, they had barely gotten there before the Devils took the lead. Nico Hischier gets around one man. Fox back on Hischier. They move to the near corner. Now it's loose for Timo Meier behind the net. He over skates, and Fox will handle for New York. Cody Glass off a turnover across the line, goes cross ice, they score! Jesper Bratt. The Devils make the Rangers pay for the neutral zone turnover, and the Devils take a lead 1:06 into the first. Just the way you draw it up, let's get off to a good start.
Well, you say that, Matt, it is interesting because we've seen some of those beautifully passed, executed shots not go in, but when they go in that early and it's a motivating factor, I think that just helped the Devils spring forward, and they never stopped.
Start of a big offensive game for the Devils and for Jesper Bratt as he scores his 14th goal of the season. Cody Glass and Johnny Kovacevic with the assist, 1:06 the time of the goal, and the Devils have the lead. But it wouldn't last all that long before the Rangers came back and tied it. Now here's a chance for the Rangers. They score. Will Borgen took a pass and buried it as the Devils were a little late getting back. And they were making a change.
Yeah, they were, yeah. Remember, they had the great chance at the one end, and Quick made the save. And yeah,
Luke Hughes was stopped, and then the Rangers came out, and Borgen came up with the goal, just his 5th of the season at 6:24. Tied it up. Vinny Trocheck with the assist, and the game was knotted at 1. The Devils would give up another goal as Vladislav Gavrikov would score at 8:34, so just 2:10 later to give the Rangers a 2-1 lead. Noah Laba and Ty Cartier with the assists, and I don't know if they were breakdowns. I don't know if the Devils were thinking too much offense, but nonetheless, the Rangers had some odd man situations early on that tightened up as the game went along.
No, that's it. I can't say anything more because that's exactly what happened.
So how do you go about doing that? Is it just, okay, play smarter? Is it a little tweak in, I don't want to say assignments?
The coaches are telling you, hey, guys, we got to, and the players are saying, hey, we got to tighten up here. Because you're playing a run and gun game against the team that you're better than, but if you go run and gun, then anything can happen.
The Devils killed a Nick Bukestad penalty early in the period. They got a power play of their own late when Gavrikov was called for interference. Devils with the man advantage and a milestone moment for Dawson Mercer. Luke Hughes with a shot. It's tipped wide by Mercer. He gets it back between the circles and misses the target. Oh, baby. Now Luke out high with the wrist. They're deflected. They score. How about that? Dawson Mercer, so many chances, stays at it, gets a piece, and the Devils have tied it at 2. When life knocks you down, you get right back up, and boy, did he have a lot of chances before he finally scored.
Oh, and you could see it in his body language before he scored. But you know what might have been the best part of that? He didn't have to shoot that puck. I cannot hit the net. I'm shooting, I'm missing. But you know what? A tip, that's somebody else's shot. I'll just put my stick there. And he elevated the puck, as he told us in the interview, and that's why it went over the pad quick.
Playing in his 392nd consecutive game, and that's the sum total of his time in the National Hockey League. It's amazing he's getting near 400, but he's not missed a game since breaking into the lineup. That was his 15th goal of the season. It was also his 200th point, so that's the milestone moment for Dawson Mercer. Luke Hughes with the primary assist. That was his 100th career assist. And Arseny Gritsuk picks up the secondary, the power play goal in 1945. And special teams would play a role today for sure. The game was tied at 2 as we entered the intermission. And coming out on the other side, Jacob Markstrom made a big save on a combo. Noah Laba and Connor Sherry, but quick down the other end, was able to stop Timo Meyer. Remember that one big blast that he had?
Oh, yeah.
But then the Devils would take a lead as Jack Hughes got the scoring in the latter half of the game underway. Off the draw, 8 seconds to go in the power play. That trait can be improved on. You can't buy it, though.
No.
Here's slap shot by Jack. He scores! From way out high, Jack Hughes, a power play goal. The Devils lead 3-2. And that goal initially was an even strength goal, but Trocheck, who was off for a slash, was still in the box. So eventually changed to a power play goal. Jack with his 13th goal of the season. Braden Hamilton with the assist. Devils take a 3-2 lead. We were talking just before that goal, and you heard the tail end of the conversation. It was really you pointing out what Jack sees, can see, and how he plays.
Well, that's what I mean. And then we got a shot from the camera behind him as he's shooting the puck. And we could see it. But Jack could see it. But a lot of times, I guess the man with the puck doesn't see it because they pass it off. But here's what Lenni Hameenaho said. You got to have a little bit of shot-first mentality. Not just from outside, anywhere. But he will think, I got to shoot this puck on net at times, and then other times it's passed. But he's got that perfect balance that only a few players have.
And he gave the Devils a short-lived lead because a minute later, Will Cooley scored his 16th of the season, tipping a Braden Schneider shot home. Taylor Radish picking up the secondary assist, and the Devils giving it right back.
Yeah, and, at this point, you could see, okay, Devils are a better team. But what does that mean when the Rangers are coming up with these funky goals you don't expect, and they're tied?
Yeah, funky but chic, as they would say back in the day. Yeah, you remember that.
I do.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, younger kids, Google it, and you'll find out about it. Anyway, so into the third period we go. The Devils 2 for 2 on the power play at that point. They got another power play opportunity. But first, before the Devils were able to get that power play going, we had some physicality that took place along the blue line. So now it's Kovacevic with it. Jack's goal earlier, his first in 8 games, his third since coming back off the injury. This is his 25th game. He loses an edge as he spins the backhand toward Brown. The Rangers come away with it. Sherry now for Laba, and he'll send it in. Oh, there's a big collision. Parsonen runs into Brown, and Brown slashes at him while lying on the ice. And now here comes Gritsuk pounding Parsonen, and the linesman will step in. Oh, it was a nice fight. Gritsuk threw 2 punches, 1 connected. Parsonen went down. And I still don't know how Connor Brown got away with those slashes.
Oh, they were bad. Let's just pretend they didn't land, because if they land, he was mad. And not only because he got hit shoulder, it was shoulder, but it was in the head, so that's a no-no. And then he was dabbing his face because he might have had some blood or something. So he's thinking, that hurt, and this guy's standing over me. I'm going to start whacking at him, but he didn't get an extra penalty, and that was a huge break for the Devils.
Parsonen was called for interference at 2:21. Gritsuk was given 4 minutes for roughing. He threw punches, and he connected on 1 big one, but not a fight, just 4 for roughing. Still, that gave the Rangers a power play. I mentioned that special teams played a big role in today's game. Devils great with the man advantage, equally good down a man, and the best on this play was Jacob Markstrom. Here's Trocheck across the line, slowed down by Hischier. Now Zibanejad pounds it around. Along the far side, it's Perro. Backhands to Fox. Comes near side for Zibanejad. Takes the slap shot. Down low, they go cross ice. Oh, I don't know how Perro was robbed.
Bad.
Oh, Jacob Markstrom.
Right, bad, Matty.
He went his left to his right. And Perro's a goal scorer. I mean,
Thought
young.
so.
Yeah, he's young. He was a scorer in college and coming up the ranks, but ooh.
I mean, if you have the whole net, except for the pad coming across, natural goal scorer's got to shoot high. He must have been thinking that way, and we only know that because you're going to hear an announcement of a Nico Hischier shot that really was a high shot. But anyway, why he didn't get up? No, he's young, he's nervous, but I still don't know. The pad is 12 inches. He put his shot 6 inches. That ain't going to do it. But anyway, it was a big save by Markey and a great turn of events for the Devils.
The Devils down a man, perfect 4 for 4 on the penalty kill, and that game remained 3-3. But then the Devils got a power play of their own at 7:19 when Cooley was called for a hook. Devils finished this game with a perfect 3 for 3 on the power play, and this was the go-ahead goal. Jack recovers far side. 1:25 to go in the Cooley minor. Game tied at 3. 8 minutes elapsed in period number 3. Brett, quick shot. Knocked down in front. Hischier scores! Hischier finds the puck. He waited just enough. Bar down power play goal. 3 for 3. The Devils lead 4-3. I like those numbers.
And I like your call. Patience. He got the puck, Matty, but he knew he had some room, so he spun, but he looked, and he could see that a Ranger defenseman was screening his goalie. I mean, so he shot it over the glove on the his right side. Beautiful finish, and it kind of, in my mind, Matty, it kind of finished the Rangers as well.
If memory serves, that was Brayden Schneider who was down blocking
Oh,
Jonathan
yeah,
Quick's
bad
view.
play.
And so for Hischier, his 21st goal of the season, his 7th power play goal of the year. Jesper Bratt and Jack Hughes with the assists. And at 8:05 of period number 3, the Devils took a 4-3 lead. That was the game-winning goal, but the Devils were not done with their scoring. They finished with a flourish. Jack Hughes with goal number 2 on his way to a hattie. Jack Hughes' line comes out. Fox with it along the near wall. Centers, it's picked off by Brown. Up ahead for Jack Hughes. It's a breakaway. Jack in, he scores! Jack Hughes, baby, and it's 5-3. And as he scored that goal, he turned toward the crowd. He cut to his right and skated up in front of the scorer's area and was pounding the logo. Was showing the crowd, this is the logo. The Devils up 5-3. Loved it.
Yeah, well, he's loved both logos. He loves the Devils more, but he loves that Ranger logo because he's been scoring at will ever since he came in the league.
Yep, and so for Jack, that was number 14 on the season. Connor Brown picked up the lone assist, and that put the game away as the goal came at 16:56, but the Devils were not done with their goal scoring. Jonathan Quick was pulled. As you see, off times, goalies are now pulled with multiple goal deficits, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. It doesn't necessarily matter when. It's not late. He was pulled with lots of time on the clock. Mike Sullivan, the head coach of the Rangers, trying to inspire a comeback. Instead, it was an open net, a tasty vision for Jack Hughes, and he has his 4th career hattie. Around it goes. It's taken far side. Cartier hits the red line and sends it in. 43 to go. Markstrom with it. Hands it off to Kovacevic. Dumps it out high off the stick of Sherry. He keeps it alive, though, and now it's pounded ahead. It's Jack with the empty net. He scores! Hat trick for Jack Hughes. And the Devils lead 6-3. And so his 4th career hat trick, his 2nd of the season, and we're going to call that the play of the game. Brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner, because it was empty net, I know, but it's a hattie, and we love goals.
Oh, hat tricks are key. Who got the assist, Matty? I can't remember.
The assist went to Connor Brown primary, and Johnny Kovacevic, his second assist of the game.
Because if you're looking at the Devils net on the left side is board battles. Both those guys made great plays, and then Brownie obviously got it up to Jack. But, just a great effort by Kovacevic, who made a couple really nice plays. He stopped the goal in the second period. That would have been a layup. I'm just trying to, give him some encouragement because he's playing hard. It hasn't always worked out for him. But he was very effective this afternoon.
And again, that hat trick goal was the play of the game, although there were other plays before that more notable. But again, the hat trick and the big afternoon for Jack Hughes against the Rangers. And it's brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. Here's the head coach.
Just only a 1 at 5-on-5 until Jack's breakaway towards the end. I think this is a game where I'd like to see a little more finish. At 5-on-5, I think the opportunities were there, but I just think, we've really emphasized, the offensive side of the game, obviously coming back out of the break, but I also just think coming out of the break itself, some guys obviously are at the Olympics, but I just look at through our lineup, the efficiency of our puck movement has improved dramatically, which I think that's an area that really took a step backwards for us in the last couple of months before the break. And all I can attribute that to is less fatigue, the rest, come back, a lot of practice time leading up to getting going, and the focus was that. I think that kind of stuff, as if you can, in retrospect, you look back at it, it's that part of our game really eroded over time. This schedule, lack of practice time, all these kind of things, it seems like it really affected our group. And we've been far better in that area. That pass at glass makes, to Browder, and we obviously had a few others just like that we didn't finish on. The efficiency of that type of play, we just weren't making that for a long time.
When you're in a final stretch like this of a season, you kind of need everybody to stand up in whatever way they can to be efficient. What did you think of Grits coming to Brownie's defense? Not something we've seen from him yet this season.
Yeah, it's gritty.
Good one.
Obviously, I like it. Don't like the hit. Love the response. And even better than that is just the mindset of our team to then just go out and kill it, right? It's a tight hockey game. You don't want to be taking penalties and giving the other team looks on the power play, but that just spoke to the mindset of the group to just go out and kill it. So you can do some of those things. You can respond in that way. So I wouldn't want Grits to handle that any differently. I thought it was terrific by him and great, by the rest of the group to rally around it. Not unlike in the third period, we had one, with the puck over the glass. We were really considering challenging that, and it was the one angle that we had on it was we thought it was worth a challenge, but just wasn't as convincing as the one we've challenged previously. And just talking it through with Nico and Browning, two of our most important penalty killers, and they looked at it with me and just said, "Don't take the risk. We're going to kill this." And that's all I need. That speaks to the mindset and the confidence of the group. And so obviously, the risk being we would go down 5-on-3 if we weren't correct. So sometimes it's not necessarily what you can believe or what you believe in those challenge situations, it's what you can prove. And we didn't feel like we had enough. So I just went with the mindset of the group, and they delivered.
Sheldon, there's something like 20 games left, and I know that sometimes the standings and the point-wise it can seem daunting, but you guys keep winning. What is the belief like in the room right now?
Well, I think the belief's really high, that in the group, and that's all that I wanted from them, is to show that and play with that, play with confidence, play free, and just kind of take it a game at a time. Jack was talking to the group in there after, but simplifying it even more. It's a period at a time, and just control what we can control. I think that's really it. I think the guys are enjoying it. I think we're, the results have really started to come here. Obviously, I liked the Pittsburgh game, the Buffalo game coming right out of the break, and maybe you look at the third period today, how we were able to pull away. That was what was missing in those other games. Otherwise, those are two of the top 10 teams in the league, and through two periods, we're outchancing them, controlling play. We're right there in the game. So I look at the whole sample coming out of the break, and I've liked a lot about it. So from my end, we're controlling what we can control, and obviously we've got to do a whole lot more of it.
We've talked about Nemitz and Luke being together before, but specifically on the power play, what is your assessment of them there? I mean, a couple goals today on the man advantage.
Well, I thought that we had that power play at the end of the first period. There was just about 2 minutes left or whatever it was, and didn't like how it started. Our first unit was out there. We got a whistle, came at the right time, and I had to kind of make a decision. There's not a lot of time left in the period. Could probably ride it out all the way through with the first unit, and decided just didn't like what we were seeing, give the other group an opportunity, because we like that unit too. I thought those guys went out, and it's not just how they scored or because they scored, it's the process they went through to get the entry, to attack. Nemo to Luke. Luke makes a great play on the entry to get us into the zone. I think to Gritsuk, and we get in, and then it's on and off our stick, and the pace went way up. So they scored, they delivered. Now I think they put a little bit of heat on the other group, and then we get the next power play. I started the second unit with Nemo and Luke on it there, and those guys had a great look, and then first group comes out, and they followed up. I'm hoping feel a little competition and pressure, and then they deliver. So then now they go out first the next time, and they deliver again. That's really good, but I thought Luke and Nemo really set the table for that with how they came out and attacked that end-of-period power play.
Jack has 16 goals in his last 14 Devils Rangers games. What do you see in the way he's just able to rise to those moments every time?
I think, if I just go off of last season, which is really all I can go off of because we've had to wait till game 63 to get this one. But last season, it was just a bigger stage, I guess is what I would say. And it was noticeable for me being the new guy last year. When you played the Rangers here or at MSG, it's a bigger stage. There's a little more buzz, here for a Saturday afternoon in the building. We don't need another reminder that, with where we're at here, that Jack responds to these types of situations, given what we just went through with the Olympics. But yeah, it's great. Obviously, huge power play goal for us comes through in a critical time to extend our lead in the third. And then I was going to make sure I was going to get him back out there, knowing that the goalie was going to come out, and worked out great. Fans responded well, and USA chants are great. That's all coming off of Jack and his energy and accomplishments. Thanks.
Sheldon Keefe concluding his post-game news conference, and as a proud Canadian, he was not happy that Canada lost the gold medal game, but he was surely happy that Jack Hughes scored that goal and brought gold to the United States, and he's happier that Jack has continued his play in the regular season.
Yeah, he sure has, Matty. There's no question there. And the Devils have beaten some teams doing it the right way. But, again, they haven't played the Rangers aren't a great team. Toronto aren't a great team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from how the Devils have played. But now, tomorrow night against Detroit, and Detroit has some real good defense. They're hungry. It's going to be a challenge. If they win tomorrow night, Maddie, the bandwagon's going by. It's just outside right now. I might be calling it down. If they win tomorrow, I might be jumping on it.
Going to build it 40 cubits by 40 cubits.
Yeah,
I'm going to build a bigger bandwagon.
Yeah, right.
At any rate, the Devils will take on Detroit tomorrow. We've had some technical difficulties. Normally, we're able to bring you more from the dressing room via our good friends on our content team. Unfortunately, not able to do that. So what we will do is invite you to go to the Devils website. Those interviews will be posted. They will include Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and Jesper Bratt. And then you'll be able to get a little more insight as to what the locker room reaction was as the Devils pick up their 4th straight win. They'll go for 5 in a row tomorrow, taking on the Detroit Red Wings, a game here at Prudential Center, a game we'll have on the Devils Hockey Network.